Y'all feeling cosmic lately? Well, that's too bad, because dinosaurs still reign. Hey guys, it's Daniel. Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I know I'm terrible at this, but I still appreciate you sticking around. And we're here to review some more Power Rangers Dino Fury. This is my second time reviewing 3 episodes in one video. We're going to be reviewing episode 14, 15, and 16. All 3 of these are pretty important episodes. We have introductions in all 3. As always, be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Follow me on all other social media. And stay tuned to the end to get a sneak peek of my villainous drawing series that I'm doing on my Instagram. Let's kick things off with episode 15 of Power Rangers Dino Fury Old Foes, which is our Halloween special this season. Don't skip to the next couple episodes, you're going to want to see this one, trust me. Old Foes is not your average clip show episode, with footage from the current season being swapped out for something a little more archaic and, well, evil. In the dreary Area 62, a large, mysterious cloaked figure makes their way to Void Knight's sporks machine and is naturally stopped by him. The suspiciously large figure quickly takes off his cloak to reveal... Wait... Behold! Lord Zedd? But Lord Zedd is dead. He gives the group an epic beatdown before being stopped by an oddly shaped sporks who explains, with his even odder accent, that he is able to revive anybody from any point in time, and proves this by reviving the once destroyed sporks beasts, Brine Blast and Wolfgang. Void Knight makes a deal with Rigel. If he captures the Rangers, he'll give him a sporks. Well, that's not how I expected the Halloween special to start. This is the first time we've seen Zedd in the flesh in the series since his pretty humane demise in Power Rangers in Space over 2 decades ago. However, he has been mentioned by many, and viewers even met his questionably conceived offspring with Rita Repulsa, Thrax, well over a decade ago in Operation Overdrive. This is obviously a new suit, with Zedd's height being, well, heightened, and with some new embellishments here and there. I love it. He doesn't look completely different that it disrespects a character, but it still updates his look a bit for today's Ranger monster standards. His new voice? It could have been worse. Robert's unfortunate passing makes it impossible to properly present this character authentically, and the voice actor at least tries. Back to more normal Halloween special escapades, the Rangers are seen at Buzz Blast prepping for a Halloween party.
What are you supposed to be?
I want to suck your blood.
No. Amelia and the rest of the gang decide to go out of their way to make a haunted house to prove that Ollie can get scared after he claims he doesn't. I know this is just another way of them attempting to develop an obvious eventual relationship between Ollie and Amelia, but this is petty. As soon as Ollie heads down this rather quickly made haunted trail, the other Rangers' laughing is disturbed by Zeddy and the other revived goons, causing them to morph.
Are you familiar with the concept of sleepy cuff?
Well, no, I'm not. Were they another concept introduced in Beast Morphers that I'm forgetting? The Sleepy Cuffs do exactly as their name suggests, and the Rangers pass out. They notice Blue Boy's missing and send the sporks beasts after him. After critiquing his friend's haunted trail decor, including a skeleton with a comically large price tag, Ollie's countered by some familiar friends. He's reminded of how Mick previously used a no-howl drop on Wolfgang to dampen his powers. This throwback is of course accompanied by a clip from said episode. After failing to reach the Rangers, Solon comes in clutch with a no-howl drop. No-howl drop is still not a pleasurable thing to say in the English language. He ends up destroying them both again, temporarily. They come back to life explaining it's Rigel's powers still flowing through them.
Love to see the signs on that.
Same. Blue tries different dino keys that eventually takes them down for good. Ollie meets Solon near Dinohenge where they observe Zedd guarding the other Rangers. He thinks of ways to save them with Solon shooting down all his ideas, basically saying that you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to Zedd. He stubbornly confronts Zedd before Solon quickly teleports him to base. Ollie's obviously frustrated, but Solon's insistent that they must come up with a plan to combat a galactic overlord. I love how resistant and cautionary Solon is about Zedd. It's realistic and respectful of the character's legacy. Speaking of legacy, Solon boots up the old database gifted by Mick to see if they can find a way to defeat Lord Zedd. We're treated to Mighty Morphin footage of Zedd with new audio.
Zedd has transformed our Rangers into children.
Hey, that's actually a pretty good Alpha impression.
Behold my Rangers, the Dark Rangers.
Please don't remind me of those atrocities. And what did they learn from this revisited footage? Nothing? They acknowledge that they can't recreate the infamous Z-Wave. However, Ollie uses his observation skills and types in "collar" into the archive. It spits out some Beast Morphers footage of Vargoyle wearing a compliance collar that matches the same model that Zedd was wearing. Solon expresses how weird it is that Zedd is taking orders, and they come to the conclusion that that's definitely what Zedd is wearing. Ollie must take the collar off of Zedd to eliminate his loyalty to Rigel and free his friends. And now morphed Ollie throws his Dino Dagger towards Zedd's collar. The renaissance of the Dino Dagger continues. It comes off and Lord Zedd's pretty pissed.
After all this time, I'm free! I'm free!
He said it. I mean, Rita said it first, but it's a tradition at this point for villains to say. As he turns to his puppet master, Rigel and Mucus teleport away, leaving the Sporks Beast to handle Zedd themselves. The disrespect of it all. Blue frees the other Rangers, who watch in awe as Zedd power punches his way through the beasts.
That's a move.
They decide to join the Sporks Beast as it might be the only way they can stop Zedd. After some sword slashes and blocks, Lord Zedd teleports away, but not before letting the Rangers know that the fight would have ended differently had he have his staff. Someone check on Grid Battle Force immediately! Blast and Wolfgang still have some fight in them and grow, with the Rangers quickly taking them down with the underutilized Tricerablade Megazord formation. Void Knight locks up Regal. Or was it Rigel? I failed to mention earlier that everyone pronounces this guy's name differently. Believing he may be of use in the future, and confirms with Mucus that they have no idea where Zedd went. I'm sure Zedd's disappearance will be fully addressed soon, right? Right? The episode ends with a reminder that this is a Halloween episode, with Solon amused by the Rangers' costumes, and Ollie admitting he's a human being that gets scared of things. Truly a valuable lesson. Also, kudos to the writers and prop people that decided to make Izzy a leprechaun and gave her a pot of gold with a rainbow coming out of it. Clever imagery. Old Foes takes that typical clip show formula and mixes it up, creating an episode that's on par or even better than your typical episode. I don't think I have ever been entertained by a bottleneck as much as this one, and it wasn't just the addition of fan service. It was the, dare I say, clever use of leftover Sentai footage and archive footage. I just love how Lord Zedd's return to Power Rangers was completely unpredictable. I mean, who would have guessed this? While Zedd's return is definitely questionable, even with the valid explanation, it wasn't stupid enough to rattle the fandom's cages. They managed to put multiple elements like Ollie's life lesson, nostalgia, fight scenes, and story without any of them feeling undercooked. I'm genuinely impressed with this one. This episode gets a 5 out of 5. Storm Surge is another Ollie focus episode, kind of, that also introduces a certain shiny character. The episode starts at Buzz Blast with Ollie returning empty-handed, breaking his promise to Javi to get him samples for his latest story. Luckily, Jane has updated plans for Javi to cover a weird storm that's been lurking above Pine Ridge Bay. Well, I'm sure that's not going to connect to anything intergalactic at all. Zato is quick to bring up that it's the same waterfront that the Ninja Nexus prism yeeted itself into, reminding the other Rangers that they never did find out what it was looking for. Javi and Ollie plan to check out the storm with Ollie's mom, Dr. Arcana, who's been tracking the storm and its effect on the bay with a sub-drone. To make it up to Javi, Ollie agrees to do an interview about the storm on Buzz Blast's live feed. Ollie meets his mom, who's looking for the energy source that might be causing the storm at said bay, where he sasses her about her faulty laptop, saying that she should update her tech. A certain shroom and blue alien is listening in, making note of Ollie's comment about a model laptop he's looking to buy. A new Sporks hatches conveniently by the bay, where Ollie hunts it down and is joined by the other Rangers. Red attempts to use the powers of his blazing armor against the Hydra-powered Sporks Beast to no avail.
Oh man, I guess water really does beat fire.
You think so? The beast runs off, and the Rangers run off to check on Akana. She's safe and encountered nothing, with her old laptop processing her sub-drone's collected info. Then Ollie and Javi run off to do their interview at Buzz Blast, but not before a surprise giveaway.
Hello teens, I'm Mr. Wiz!
Sus. Ollie ends up being so focused on solving the brain teaser that he once again disappoints Javi, ruining the interview.
Correct! You're our winner!
I know, it was a fairly simple.
Our Blue Ranger's a real asshole this season, guys. Be proud. He wins a highly coveted X335 laptop for guessing the amount of bubblegum balls and brushes off Javi's hurt feelings, arguing that the newly won laptop can help with researching the storm. And that's exactly what he sarcastically does, as he transfers control of his mom's sub-drone to his new laptop, which, shocker, ends up being hacked with the drone's arm dragging a mysterious glowing box to the surface.
Who would hack it?
The hacker ends up being Slither, who reveals his identity as Mr. Wiz. Fun fact, Slither's actor, Campbell Cooley, played Mr. Wiz. I mean, obviously, but that was actually him. They didn't just dub over some random Kiwi man. Slither and Mucus leave to retrieve the gold box, leaving Tidemare to the Rangers, who's able to dodge pretty much every attack they throw at him. Things get pretty serious when Tidemare's dodging turns into straight up reflecting the Rangers' attacks back at them, with the stray blast yeeting Aqua's shockhorn to the ground.
A Gold Ranger?
Wow, he's so sparkly. Our new Gold Ranger unsurprisingly wrecks Tidemare and his emergency henchmen. Goldie uses his electro key to activate his battle armor. Oh, so they actually kept that gun pumping thing in there. Interesting. He finishes up Tidemare with an Electro Fury Blade Blast. In typical Gold Ranger fashion, he ignores the many questions and leaves the battlefield with a mysterious quip. This one being a simple, "Hey Zato," which leads to Zato nervously teleporting away. The rest of the Rangers meet up with Dr. Akana, who describes her witnessing of the Gold Ranger coming out of the pod and explained that all the compressed energy in the pod from the morphin grid ionized the sky above to create the weird thunderstorm. Sounds good to me. Ali apologizes to Javi for letting him down and attempts to make good by giving him the new pair of headphones he recently bought and offering a proper interview. Let's hope this actually leads to something, because if you couldn't tell, my patience with Ali is pretty low. The episode ends with Jane using the leftover gumballs for content and Jayborg showing off her, mouth skills. Storm Surge is a pretty clever way of introducing our brand new Gold Ranger. However, this episode was brought down by Ollie and his attitude. I understand that they are trying to maybe use this as a character jump point, but he hasn't been jumping. It's been pretty much 15 episodes and he's still an asshole. I'm sorry. I really want to see him evolve into a better character, or at least learn something. Let's work on that, please. Besides that, the Gold Ranger introduction was fun and mysterious as per usual. It was definitely a very unique concept with the storm. However, I feel like it might have been a little overcomplicated, but I enjoyed this episode regardless. This episode gets a 4 out of 5. Ancient History introduces us to the groundbreaking man, or alien, behind the helmet, and feeds us a large helping of Zato and Spork's exposition. The episode begins directly after the last, with the Gold Ranger teleporting to Dino Henge and eventually into the base, introducing himself to the new Rangers, and reunites with Solon while a troubled-looking Zato watches on. Zato verbally questions how Ion survived the Great Sporks battle, which prompts Ion to share Zato his memory from the event, which revealed Ion using an escape pod while the Megazord was shutting down during a fight, which launched him into the ocean, sinking into the bottom of the sea. The memory also revealed that the Green Morphin Master awakened Ion when Lord Zedd returned. The Rangers put together that the pod must be what the Ninja Nexus Prism was looking for, and what notified the Morphin Masters. Throwback to my prediction actually being correct. Prism has returned to Earth to search for something. If I had to guess what that something was, I would say the Gold Ranger encased in the Mesosaurus sword stuck in the cockpit. Bookmark me. We're given even more exposition when Ion questions Zato's leadership, which leads to Ion conveniently showing us a throwback of Zato ignoring Ion's warning not to release the Sporks. The Knights battle while the Sporks are launched and freed, causing havoc on Rafcon. Ion explains that Rafconians created the Sporks to help fight evil, and that he attempted to stop the launch as he believed that there wasn't enough testing done on them. But in the end, it was Zato's call. The other Rangers are understandably upset, but are interrupted, ironically, by a Sporks Beast attack call. Ion is played by Jordan Fite, making him the first black auxiliary ranger. But he's Rafconian, so he's the first auxiliary ranger that has the appearance of a black man. Or sixth ranger. I prefer auxiliary ranger because, not every ranger team is made up of 6. While this is all great and dandy, not to mention overdue, his acting is poor, giving a wooden performance even by Power Ranger standards. I guess that's what they get for hiring a TikToker with no acting experience. But if they're looking for another guy with a significantly lower amount of followers on TikTok, I'm available. Email me. DM me. I'd love to do it. His civilian intro is pretty much taken over by his relationship with Zato. However, during this intro, Ion appears to be quite brazen and definitely unafraid to speak his mind, here and in the flashback. Zato's leadership is put into question right in front of Ion when Mucus turns out to be the Sporks attack, gets ahead of himself, and attempts to fend her off himself. This normally would work out. if she wasn't firing a blaster full of arrows at him, which end up hitting a fish oil barrel, making the pavement slippery. Power Rangers. To make matters worse, Red gets hit, attaching him to one of the barrels. Blue and Pink step in, only resulting in them slipping on the oil. With henchmen unleashed while Mucus reloads, Gold sees the opportunity to kick off a new sequence that'll look killer in the mid-season trailer.
Oh yeah!
And surfs on the fish oil, whacking henchmen out of the way with green and black following suit. Just as Gold corners Mucus, Slither comes back with a boat they stole to find the Gold Ranger Zord and teleport away. Wait, evil aliens from outer space need to steal a regular smegular boat to get on water. That's pretty hilarious. To put it simply, the action scene was pretty sick. They truly said budget when creating that. At the base, Ion gloats over Zato, proving his point, leading to Zato excusing himself, with Solon following to give him a prep talk. Ollie and the other Rangers teleport to Buzz Blast to get data from his laptop that he left there, which has his mother's drone info collected on it, which they could use to find the exact location of Ion's Zord. Solon comforts Zato and assures him that he wasn't at fault for following his leaders, who unleashed the sporks, but he still questions his own leadership. In the dreary Area 62, we're introduced to our newest evil general, Wreckmate, a pirate robot that has parts that resemble a boat. Could we be more obvious?
Ahoy, mateys!
I stand corrected. He is tasked with, of course, destroying Ion's Zord, the Mosa Zord. The Rangers' research is interrupted by Wreckmate scouring the city with Mucus, who wanted to shop for floaties for their beach trip. Naturally. After inflicting revenge on Mucus after a vicious ice cream attack, the Rangers morph with Zato stepping aside for Ion to lead the team. I assume that perhaps I should comment on the Gold Rangers morphing sequence. It's okay. But seriously, it's pretty much exactly like the other Rangers. Red and Gold use their awesome power armor against Wreckmate, with the other Rangers finishing off Wreckmate's Aqua henchmen, which are pretty much the same as regular henchmen, just with beach props. Adorable! Just as Gold is realizing that Red isn't that bad of a fighter, Wreckmate grows. They form the Dino Megazord Warrior formation, but ship gets real when Wreckmate knocks the Megazord into the ocean. They quickly realize that the Megazord is not waterproof, and Ion's knocked off his high horse when he doesn't know what to do, when Zato suggests abandoning ship. On land, Ion and Zato reconcile after Ion's belt illuminates, signaling the return of a Zord. The Mosa Razor Zord reawakens just in time to save the Dino Megazord from a final blow. Gold, joined by Red, transform their new friend into the Mosa Razor Zord battle mode. After sparring a bit, the Rangers unleash a Harpoon Strike. Hey, that attack name isn't that cringe. And destroy him? The episode ends at the base with Zato and Ion formally apologizing and engaging in some friendly sparring. Ancient History was an action-packed episode that I found very enjoyable. Wreckmate seems like a pretty cliche pirate-themed villain, but you know, I don't really see it as that big of a deal. Beyond Ollie's attitude with the previous episode, we're dealing with Ion's. While he did annoy me at certain points, I do see more hope in him getting some character development and improvement. I was very happy with the exposition discussed in the beginning of the episode. The lesson was a bit confusing. I understand Ion's remorse against Zato to an extent. I feel like it was just taken a little bit over reality, but then again, it's Power Rangers. They have to teach a lesson in the show. But beyond that, I really enjoyed this episode. I give it a 4 out of 5. And we are done. Thank you so much for watching my video. Before you leave, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified when I post my new episode review for episodes 17, 18, and 19. Folks, we're getting close to the end of season 1. And follow me online at blackandblue572. Here is your sneak peek at the next villainess in my drawing series. I just wrapped up all the main female villains from Mighty Morphin and Zeo. Here is your sneak peek of the next one. Gee whiz, I wonder what character I'm going to be doing. You could find these drawings on my Instagram. Be sure to comment below your favorite part of these episodes or your favorite episode out of 3. Anything, I don't care as long as it's appropriate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!